Alright guys, Andy here again. This time we're going to do a video on a Century 5-pin Euro cylinder. Absolutely no markings on the cylinder whatsoever. I don't have the keys anymore because the cylinder is that shit that I just threw them away. But anyway, buy it from Screwfix for £4.49. Century, as you can see, it's exactly the same. It's exactly the same, except I've got my cylinder in a different way round from theirs. Anyway, where's my makeshift camera steady? There you go. Right, let's get that there. Let's get the lock in view. Get focused in on the lock. And what I'm going to do, I'm just basically going to take a that Z tension wrench I've got, stick it in the keyway. Bosnian Bill calls it a bow-guitar. I call it a bow-guitar because I like to pick my nose. Anyway, Screwfix, what you doing selling shit fucking cylinders? I mean, honestly, right? Look at how much play there is in that cylinder. Now this side of this cylinder is not so bad, but the other side's fucking terrible. The other side is actually missing springs from the pin housing. Now obviously, every time you do this, you do it off camera, you get it open every single time. But yeah, absolute shite. Bloody shite. £5 for a cylinder that doesn't even lock. So anyway, it's 5 pins. Let's stick it round the other side. And what we're going to do, we're going to have a little look inside that cylinder. So we're going to look inside this cylinder and we're going to see, I don't know whether you can see that or not, but can you see any pins inside that? Because I can't. In fact, when I got this cylinder, the reason why I chucked the keys away and decided not to use it anymore was because it didn't seem to have much in the way of pins inside this side of the lock. In fact, if we just stick that phone back on its little perch again, take that cylinder out of the vise, I'll just do it by hand. So look at the cylinder. You can see a pin in the bottom of the plug. We turn this cylinder upside down. Whoa, what's that? You can hear it. Let's bring this up closer. Turn this upside down. Try and get it at the right angle. Oh, there's a pin up in the pin housing, which is why I couldn't pick at it normally. Maybe it's an anti-pick feature, but I can't see how that can be an anti-pick feature, because if you put the key inside there, it's not going to turn, because that pin is dropping right into the bottom of that pin housing. So there's absolutely no way that you're going to pick it normal side up. Maybe we'll try it, but I can't see it. Can't see us picking it normal side up because that pin is stuck, and it's that pin which is stopping us from picking it normally. Stick it. Oh, which side have I got here? Oh, there we go. Stick it back in the vise, the normal side up. Pardon me. Stick the tension wrench in, stick the bow-guitar in, start raking away, and we're in. Yeah, that very first pin doesn't seem to have anything on it. Now I'm half tempted into ripping this apart and just rip that one side of that lock apart actually, and just see if it definitely doesn't have any pins inside it. So let's, one side, let's rake it apart. Let's rake it apart. Oh, wrong side. Let's rake it. Let's rake this side of the cylinder. Let's rake that side of the cylinder. It feels like there's something in there because look, as you can see, there's a bit of springiness going on there. So let's maybe there's no bottom pin inside there. Let's just break this other side open, just so we can get going with it. We'll take our hook, locksmith tools. Let's move some stuff out of the way. What we'll do, take that cylinder out of the vise, get the vise out of the way. How are we going to do this? We're going to have to take that fully off of there. So it's that one that's got the issue. So where's the bottom side of that? Is it that side? No, it's not that side, it's that side that's got the issue. Right, where is the spring for that? There's the spring there. In fact, the spring's not even on the back of the cylinder properly. Let's lock that cylinder back up. It sounds awful. Let's just see if we can get this retaining spring off without stabbing myself and without causing too much damage to the cylinder. Not that I'm bothered about this cylinder because it's a piece of shit. I just need to try and get something in there. Just try and get that spring out. Flathead screwdriver is not the best thing to use for this, but there we go. Spring is nearly out. It's not even a proper spring, it's just a twisted bit of metal. Right, spring's out. So now we're going to have to pick it again. Where's my... There it is. We're going to have to pick it again so we can get the cylinder out. Otherwise we're not going to get in there. There it goes. It really wants to come out already, but we can't let it come out just yet because we need to take the other side of this cylinder apart. So let's just get this let's get this other spring out. I can use the dedicated tool on these. They seem to be quite brittle. They seem to be very, very brittle. Let's pause the video. Alright guys, I'm just in the middle of taking this cylinder apart, but I've noticed something about it. I'm wondering why it's really, really lightweight. And look at that plug. In fact, let's get that first pin out of there. Look at that plug. Look at the end of that plug. There's nothing to it. Let's take it apart some more. Well guys, I've dissected it. Now if you really want to see what the inside of these locks looks like, this is what the inside of them look like. They look like a standard, just standard Euro cylinder body really. But I'm going to show you something how crap they actually are. I'm going to see if I can find somewhere to do this. Yeah, there. So I'm just going to put my foot on that. It's going to bite me and I know it's going to hurt. So that's worth a try. I just want to see if I can bend this Euro cylinder out of alignment just by standing on it, really. Anyway, these plugs. Wow. Do you want to call them plugs? Look at them. Look at these plugs. Very fucking shit. Look at them. I mean, what are they thinking selling shit like this? Trying to take this apart it's impossible. You can't take this lock apart without everything going everywhere. I mean, a normal plug doesn't look like that. A normal plug. This is a normal plug. This is a mine's gone blank now. This is an Isaiah plug. This is an Isaiah plug that I stole the pins out for a suited set. But these, look at the machining on them. The machining on this camera is bollocks. The machining on it, and look at that. You can't say that there. You can't say that that is where I've been picking it. There's no way that a pick can cause that damage. I can't even get up that far. But yeah, the machining is absolutely shite. There's the back of the cylinder. It's not even a normal cylinder. I mean, where's the clutch mechanism? There's your clutch mechanism. Clutch mechanism for your cam. That basically drops into the back of there like so. That drops into the back of there like so. Cam. The cam, I can't see much wrong with the cam. Cam itself is pretty good quality. I might put that in my box actually. Then you got your other then you got your other plug. The machining on it is just as bad, if not worse. I mean, that's actually got a whole chunk missing out of it. If we look closely, we can actually see where it's been snapped off of the form at the factory. Again, back of the plug, where the clutch mechanism goes in. You know what I'm doing with these? These are just going in the fucking bin. In the bin. Then, I'll get my tweezers for this. This might be slightly easier. Get my tweezers, there's a nice white background. Then you got the pins. Let's grab a few of these pins and have a look at them. Because these pins are quite interesting. I'm surprised I even managed to rake this as easy as what I did. These pins, by the way, would be quite handy to put inside a challenge lock or something. I don't know. You might want to put inside a challenge lock. It's entirely up to you. But the key pins look alright. The key pins look absolutely fine. I mean, let's look at these pins, right? They look like almost like spool pins, but they're not. Let's have a look at this. So this one here, that's a key pin. See how it's nice and smooth, there's no imperfections on there. Then this one here, which looks absolutely cack. In fact, let's pick it up, get it in the light, and we'll have a look at it. So this pin just looks very, very odd. Let's get the light back over here. Get my big hand out of the way. Yeah, these are very, very interesting. But they're almost... the machining on them. I can't get over how shit the machining on them is. Absolutely shite. If they're meant to be spool pins, well, fuck me, my balls are golden. Absolutely cack. Anyway, that's these shitty Century cylinders from Screwfix for £4.49. Woo! Secure your home for £4.49 with absolute cack. Oh, by the way, do you remember when we couldn't get into the lock the first time? I think I found out why we couldn't get into the lock the first time, why it kept messing us about. That was the spring that was in the way of that first pin chamber, which is why that pin wouldn't fall back into place. Why it kept falling back into the pin housing. Then you've got the retainer springs. The retainer springs are literally, these are like monkey metal. These are literally monkey metal. Watch. Spring, retainer spring. Tell me you can't do this normally with a retainer spring. Look. I can spin that retainer spring and make pretty patterns with it. Look. Look how cack it is. I've never seen a retainer spring that you can do that with. There's a full-size retainer spring. I thought I was going to have some issues with it. I mean, oh, drop it in between my legs. Ooh. I mean, I do it hard enough. Excuse me, I am right-handed. I'm a righty, not a lefty. Let's see now. I'm not going to do this very well, am I? Oh, there we go. I've just crushed it with my fingers. Century 5-pin Euro double cylinder lock. Screwfix.